The Move editing tool in Moodle 2.0 is a little bit different than the editing tool, the Move editing tool that we had in the previous versions of Moodle. The Move feature that I'm referring to is when you want to move content in a list of items vertically. For example, if I want the worksheet number 1 to come after the math fact question number 1, that it would be a vertical move. So let's look at what this is like. To start, turn editing on, and you'll notice next to each piece of content, the first tool is a 4-directional pointing arrow. And when you move your mouse over it, it merely says move, and the cursor turns to a 4-directional arrow. If, for example, I wanted math fact question 1 to be above worksheet number 1, I want these two to swap places, all I have to do is grab one or the other, and I'm going to grab worksheet number 1, and when I hold down on my mouse, click and hold down on my mouse when I'm over that move tool, you'll notice there is a nice large rectangular box, and I can move it wherever I want, and I want it to be under math fact question number 1, which is where I'll drop it, and it's moved. I could move it back up again, and there it is. Let's take something that's way at the bottom. I want to move the sample quiz way to the top. So I want it, I can either, I believe, put it above this or right on top of it, and it should take the first spot, and everything else just moves down. In addition, you have your content section number 1 with all this data, and content section number 2 with the sample choice 1, 2, 3, and 4 data. If I want this sample choice 1, 2, 3, and 4 section 2 to become number 1, notice that right underneath the section number I have a 4-pointing arrow, and I can just move it up, and I now want it to be the number 1 spot. Notice how I have the big block, the big rectangle, and I'll just move it on top of number 1, and it becomes the number 1 spot, and everything else moves down. A very nice feature. You still have your right pointing arrow so you can indent your items horizontally, but if you want to make a vertical change, you can just use this little drag and drop feature, which is so nice. I just really love it because it's so much simpler than the way that the old Moodle was doing it.